When you think about word of mouth, and we usually tack that word on, some agency somewhere along the way decided to call it word of mouth advertising, but it's not advertising, it's people sharing information about things that interest them. And if you stop and think about that for just a second, what do people like to share? People share things that are remarkable. That's where the word comes from. Remarkable, to remark upon. So if you want to get your business growing using what you're doing already, the word of mouth, then that's really what today is all about. I've used a little hook to get you here, the 5 minutes a day, and we're definitely going to be talking all about that. But the thing that I want you to understand is that core to this presentation that I'm about to share with you, it's all about creating something remarkable. Okay? Because if you create something remarkable, people will remark upon it and they'll share it, and next thing you know, they're talking about you. So the web, it's really just a great big word of mouth advertising platform. If you stop to think about it, social media and all these little labels we put on, that is all about word of mouth advertising. It's just that we can do it remotely. We can do it from our telephones, our computers, we can access it off our smart TVs. The bottom line is that with the power of the internet, you can reach people all around the world. We live in an age right now where you can read a book or watch a movie or a film or a video, and you can actually then reach out and connect with that author or the person who created that content. Who's ever done that? Yeah, so who did you reach out to, Tracy?
Adam Grant, who wrote this book.
Beautiful. So there you go. There's a great book. May I have a quick look at that? I just want to see that myself. Originals by Adam Grant. And now he's on our video because you reached out to him and you remarked upon it here today. Okay? And in fact, I do that all the time. If I see something I like, I let people know. And we are in that age where people want to connect with other people. That's really what it's all about. Now, imagine you're at a party. In fact, we're sort of at a party right now, aren't we? I mean, we've got all the right ingredients. There's even a bar over there. And let's just pretend for a second that the people at the party are super interested in you and what you do. But it's a social setting. That differs from a sales setting in that you're not just going to go out and out and go, yeah, well, you should buy some. And that is not going to go over too well. Okay? So we need to approach our conversation with online in a way that's reflective of the social nature. People are literally sitting on the toilet on their phone reading your stuff, okay? I want you to remember that next time you go and post something. Someone's on the pooper. 5 minutes in and he's cut those jokes already. So we really need to understand that whatever we create, it's people connecting with people, not a corporation. Nobody's interested in a faceless corporation. Now, I want you to ask the people around the table, probably they know you, I'm guessing, because you're all part of the same forum. So I want you to ask them, what would they search to find you? Okay, maybe even you search them and they search you. Let's just take a minute to do that, okay? And we'll come back in literally 30 seconds. So get on your devices. Hands up if you're like so old school you don't have a device in front of you right now. I love it. Good on you. Good on you. Hold on to that. Hilton, I did some searching for you. Does anyone here, put your hand in the air if you know what a notary is. Am I pronouncing it right? Notary? So Hilton's done some talks before, has he? Because I've got to say, I didn't know what it was. I said to my wife, I said, what is a notary? I said, this looks really interesting. She said, oh, a notary? My wife's from the North Shore. Oh, a notary? She said, that's a very, very, very special lawyer. She said, did you know, she did a quick search, there's only one of those in New South Wales who's not in Sydney. I said, perfect, let's get this guy up here. So when I go searching for Hilton King, who, like, I don't even know the guy, but I've already latched onto him. He's already impressed me by not having a device, and he's also super cool as far as my wife's concerned, all right? So when I go searching for Hilton King, what do I get? What I get, Hilton, is what everybody else is saying about you. And luckily, they're reasonably nice things. Well, in fact, they're fairly, let's call it line ball things. Nobody's really saying much, but what is there is kind of nice. There's no customer reviews, but that's probably not a bad thing sometimes, okay? I've had a couple of customer reviews in the past. We're trying to wash those off our clients' websites. So the point I'm making is that there is a conversation happening out there right now, okay, about you, whether you choose to participate or not. These different icons here will help you to grow your online presence very easily and in under 5 minutes a day. Even you, Hilton. So, what do they all mean? If you were to stop for a moment and you were to name your perfect customer, okay? Just stop and think about that for a second. Think about not the people you're advertising to, not the people that you reach out to every day, but the perfect customer. The person who rings and you go, yes, today's going to be a good day. Think about that person for 2 seconds. Okay, have you got that customer in mind? We're going to connect with those people, okay, today or a little after this presentation. But before we do that, okay, it's a little like when you go into the RTA and you go up to the counter and you've got your new card that you want to register and all these things, and you wait and finally your number's called and they say, oh yes, well you've got to go over there and fill out a bunch of forms. Ah, if only I'd known. Well, there's a little bit of preamble we need to do for you before we jump onto the internet and start widening your profile. The first thing we've done, we've thought about that perfect customer. Now, with that perfect customer in mind, I need you guys to consider what you would say to that perfect customer if you literally had 30 seconds to let them know that you are the perfect person to look after them. So this is something you can do in your little group. Now, I want you to spend like 5 minutes on this. This is what we call the elevator pitch, and you guys put your hand in the air if you've already got one. Okay, a few. All right, let's hear a couple just so we understand what an elevator pitch is. Christine, can you share? Come on up. Here we go. She's coming up.
Okay, so I put you in an elevator, obviously.
Yes.
Right? And you've asked me what I am. Right?
Yes.
I'm the person who helps you sell your home and takes the pain out of doing so. I'm a real estate agent. I'm Christine Lloyd.
Beautiful. Okay, give her a round of applause. That's worthy.
A creative professional building positive image and sales with focused PR and marketing.
That is good. Can I borrow that? Can I steal? So keep that perfect customer in mind. Write yourself a personal elevator pitch, and then you need to get yourself a good headshot. Has anyone seen my headshot? The latest one? The one with the selfie thing? Has anyone seen that? Yes. I had a lot of fun doing that, actually. I got a studio back over there in Wauchope, and I thought that could be funny. And it's been very, very popular. What it is it's remarkable, okay? It's not the same as everyone's selfie. Now, you don't have to go crazy, but just get yourself a nice, clean image. These are some of the pictures I've taken in the past, whereby, you're representing yourself or what's important to your image. And then we're going to take some action here. We're off to LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is a social networking site designed specifically for the business community. That's you guys. So the goal of the site is to allow registered members to establish and document networks of people they know and trust professionally. Who's got a LinkedIn profile in this room? Put your hand in the air if you don't have a LinkedIn profile. You are missing out. This is the easiest way for you to grow your online profile, even if you don't have a website. So the first thing is to enhance the profile. First of all, get yourself a nice headshot. Number two, make sure that the first thing we read is your elevator pitch. I've got a friend of mine, her name is Sharon Melamed, and Sharon was, I think it was last year, she was LinkedIn Person of the Year. I said to her, what's your secret? I need to know this secret. I need to share the secret with everybody. What did you do? How much did you pay? And how do I get it?
The first piece of advice I would give people is make sure you keep your profile up to date all the time. If you land a new job, win an award, get a qualification, let the world know. You'll be amazed what comes out of just a simple update like that. The second tip I'd give is actually to put a link to your profile page in your email signature. That really encourages people to stay in touch. So with LinkedIn, I can actually turn cold calls into warm calls. And the way I do that is to find a company I want to reach out to, look on LinkedIn to see who I'm connected to in a second level connection, and reach out to those people. If they have a mutual contact or they're part of the same group that I'm involved in, already it's warm by the time I approach them and introduce my company's services.
Super LinkedIn person is Sharon Melamed. And yet she did so without paying for the upgrade, okay? Now that's pretty cool if you stop to think about that, because that means that anybody here can do the same thing and it won't cost you a penny, just a little bit of your time. You can see over here they give you a kind of little rating, all-star. Well, that's nice. I feel pretty special now. Does anyone else have all-star on theirs? Awesome! All right, all-star friends, good stuff. Okay, you can see here, even though I'm supposedly an all-star, I've still got things I can do. I can add a background picture. How long would that take? Possibly an hour if I'm doing it, because I'm going to fart around and make something really spectacular and amazing. But why not just grab a photo right now and then put that one there and change it weekly? How long would that take to do? No time, right? Okay, what else could we do? Those things where you get to endorse other people, don't just click on those at random, okay? Because next thing you know, you're encouraging people for all the wrong reasons. What you want to do is actually give a considered click when we're endorsing people. Hands up if you've got like 1,000 things on your profile that you're endorsed for. Like, you know, literally, like you put in 50, 100, you're like, Microsoft Word? Yeah, I can do Microsoft Word. Let's put that in there. Okay, so I went in and I must admit, I personally put like 1,000 things on here. I thought the more the merrier, right? But in fact, you want to be known for what you want to be known for. It's keeping that customer in mind again. So the point is that you want to be thinking about what you're actually going to put on there. So when people get that little notification at the top of their phone or what have you when you log in, and they go, sure, okay, Paddy's advertising or what have you, make sure the things they're clicking on are things you want people to endorse you for. Bonus elements. How many people here feel uncomfortable asking other people for a recommendation and endorsement? Not just when they click, but actually saying, you know what, Paddy did a great job and, you know, I want everyone in the world to know all about it. Oh, beautiful, I'm there. Thank you, look at that. The thing is, when you ask for a recommendation, when you ask for someone to post, you know, because I can't do it myself, right? I'm standing here, so I need some help. People are actually pretty willing to help out. And you can be really willing to help other people out as well. I find the more you help other people out, you know, write a few recommendations and referrals for other people. It often happens, you don't write them because you want one back, but you write them and as part of that process you tend to get them back, okay? The next thing, Google is your #1 partner for online. So it makes sense to help Google understand your business, your product, your location. Here's one of my customers, City Ford down in Sydney, and as you can see, we've got photographs that we can click on. If you click on that, you can look at a bunch of photographs. You can see that there are a whole bunch of reviews there. You can get a bad review and you can ignore it, but I find the best thing you can do is actually talk to the people, literally write back and say, look, I acknowledge that you've had a bad experience. Perhaps you could touch base on phone and we can talk about it and see if we can resolve the issue for you. I think that always goes over pretty well. So being attentive to the fact that customers are on these places here, because you know what? This is cool on a laptop computer, but it's absolutely unbelievable on a mobile phone. If you're looking for City Ford in Zetland, on your phone, that's what you see. You get like the directions, you can click to call, you can go through their website. I mean, this is solid gold stuff and it's free. That's the incredible part, it's absolutely free. So, you know, if you're not claiming your Google listing and making the most out of this, firstly, you claim it. Secondly, they send you a postcard. Who's claimed it here, out of interest? Can you talk to us about that, Vanna?
Well, it was just what you say. It's quite easy that you just contact Google and they send you a code in the mail on the postcard, and you just just like any of the other social media sites. You just fill in your details and away you go. So if you Google Business Designs, you'll see the Google listing, Facebook, Yellow Pages, that's another free one, LinkedIn, etc. There's lots and lots. Thanks.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing. I realised I needed a third camera, so I grabbed one out. I had one in my pocket. These things are amazing, aren't they? Seriously. Like the stability control in your phone now for video and everything. I mean, it's unconscionable that you don't get it out and use it every day. Like, is anyone here enjoying themselves so far today? Can I show you something? Is that all right? Kylie, would you mind helping me out for a quick second? Okay. So Kylie, I'm going to get you to stand about here. Okay, so just turn around a little bit. That's it, perfect. Okay, and I'm going to put my phone up nice and close so that the weakness of these things is the sound. Okay, that's the weakness. So you want to be nice and close. Okay, I'm going to get this nice and close, and I'm going to ask a couple of questions of Kylie. Okay, and hopefully Kylie's going to deliver some solid gold. Here we go. No pressure. Kylie, tell me where you are and what you're doing and how you're finding it.
I'm in Port Macquarie.
Actually, sorry, can I ask you to introduce yourself first?
I'm Kylie Oliver, owner of Pallet Event Linen Home. I'm at Town Green Inn, listening to you give a talk today.
Beautiful. Give her a round of applause. That's perfect. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. And now we have a video testimonial on our phone, right? For Paddy's new speaking career.
Mine.
Or Kylie's, absolutely. So the thing is, you've got these things here. You can take a couple of pictures and in 5 minutes flat, you can have this thing sorted. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, well, you engage somebody like Lindsay over here to take the photo for you because he's a professional. Now, the difference between a professional and you and me is really that you know you're going to get a great result. So if you haven't got time to muck around, get a professional to do it, pay the money, okay, and get a fantastic result, guaranteed, okay? But if you've got a little bit of time, grab your phone out and just have a crack. Because if you aren't willing to do it, who is? Okay, moving along. Website. If you've got a website, put your hand in the air. Alrighty. Who hasn't got a website? Put your hand in the air. That's only partially true because if you stop to think about it, what is a website? What's a website, Tracy?
It's being present on the internet.
That's right. It's a place where you can put pictures and story about yourself so that people can learn about you when you're busy looking after your customers or playing with your children or walking the dog or generally doing other things in your life. Okay? It's your full-time PA. They never go to sleep and it's there ready for you. That's what a website is. So I've already shown you that you could have 2 websites absolutely free here today. You've got Google Maps, or which is now called Google for Business, and you've also got LinkedIn. And I mean, there's a dozen more. What about Facebook and all these things? We'll get to that in a moment. But the point is, if you've got yourself a website, then you can share with your customers an ongoing dialogue that helps them understand how you can help them. So I recommend writing a case study. If you do something that's cool and good and you're proud of it, you should write it up. Straight away, take a few pictures while you're doing it, which you'll notice I'm doing today, okay? And then you can use those pictures and of course the notes to go home and while it's still fresh in your mind, write up a nice case study of what the problem was and how you solved it for your customer. Nobody cares about the price, they just care about what was the problem and how did you solve it. Okay? Those simple 2 things. Spell out the benefits and share it everywhere. Okay, so this is one of my customers up at Maxville, so fairly local and an unusual customer for us in a way. Our profile is usually a bit bigger than this, but these guys are great. And I happened across them when I was on holidays and look at this, Rusty's Pizza. And I'll just play this for just 2 seconds. Here you go, watch this little video. This was sort of a bit shot from the hip, but
G'day, Rusty here. Each day we come in early and prep all our toppings. And make our first batch of dough fresh for the evening. You can taste freshness. It can't be faked. So we've come in the morning, we've made the dough, we've rolled the dough, and then we stack them in the fridge to prove ready for tonight. And here's about half of what we need tonight. I think you can tell we love what we're doing. Our customers are like family. So behind me, this is the Customer Creations Board. Not only are we fanatical about our pizzas, but we're fanatical about the spelling of their names. There's two Carols, Carol, RRLL, and regular Carol.
My name's Matt. I come here all the time, get a pizza. I always get the Matty Special because it's the best.
When you care about food, you won't settle for second best. There's a lot of hungry people in Maxville.
There we go. Let's pause that up so it doesn't start playing again. You know, they do deserve a round of applause because you know what I really, really like about them? They are just like that. And you know, you get the feeling like we could have dragged out a massive big camera and made a big production out of it and spent a lot of money. But you can tell that was shot very cheaply, okay? And it's authentic and it resonates because we can see it's real, okay? And that thing I told you just before, your iPhone in your pocket, if you've got a little bit of time, have a crack. Get the phone out and put it, you know, in front of things that your people are doing or you are doing. Get someone to hold the camera and show us why we would want to do business with you. And then you post it up here on YouTube. It's a free platform. And you can type in a bunch of words in there about what you're into and what you're doing. And then when people go searching, they can actually find you and your services, which is pretty remarkable. Okay, so this little video here, like I say before, no reason why you couldn't produce something along these kinds of lines yourself, but if you really, really, really need the result, just call a professional and then you're going to get exactly what you're after, okay, which is something you can show a room full of people and they're even going to clap at the end, which is pretty cool. But what if we want to get people to try a different flavour of pizza? Because you can only have pizza so often if all you eat is pepperoni max. So maybe let's get people trying the chicken. So we've got this spotlight on chicken and you can see here, this is a little graphic on their website that we created with this Chester chicken thing. So we made Chester, so you go onto the website now if you happen to get some time later, and Chester's missing. You've got to go find him, and if you do find him and you mention it when you do your order, you get a free garlic bread. How cool's that, right? That's pretty cool, right? So, you know, remarkable, once again, something that people will remark upon. So you can tell a story without even using words. And down here, we did some print media as well. So these are box toppers, I think, that went on to pizza boxes that are getting delivered and so on. So you take your idea. Each month, can you come up with one idea? Put your hand up if you think you can come up with one good idea a month. Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. One good idea that translates into business for yourself. In other words, what is it you could do this month or focus on this month and tell everybody about it and get the sorts of phone calls that are going to make you happy. So for Rusty's, that was to sell more chicken pizzas, to get people trying different flavours. And you take that idea and you relate it into print media, into video, on your website, then you share it onto Facebook, you put it on LinkedIn. Can you see how it all comes together? Okay, and all it takes, 5 minutes a day. What can you use? Well, video testimonials are awesome. Okay, if you can get your customers talking about you and telling us what their problem was and how you solved it, that's a really solid champion thing that you can share. Video is like, I would have to say, the top thing that you can do right now to resonate with people. It's a remarkable thing. If you create a great little video, you can really get some sharing out there. It's all about the content. So get a platform, even if it's, you know, LinkedIn or whatever, but ideally your own private personal space where you can add content in, like your own website. And what I like to do is put my article onto the website, maybe enhance it with some photographs, and I might come back next week or in a few days and load a video up. And I might even, you know, come back a few days after that and have a couple of different other elements to add into it, maybe an audio file or some such thing, or maybe a wallpaper, anything that I think anyone hitting that page is going to enjoy. And the point is that when you keep enriching that page, every time you do, okay, you can embed your YouTube video onto that page, and then you can take the link and you can go and pop it into a share on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on a Facebook page. You can put it on Google Plus and many, many other platforms. And the idea is, I guess, that once you've created something really cool and remarkable in terms of content, don't stop there, okay? How many people send out 10 plus emails a day? Okay, or well, how many people send email, period, all right? Every email that you send could have a little link at the bottom of it saying, oh, by the way, check out my latest article, okay? Better yet, it might say, if you're looking to engage more people through email marketing, this is something I sent out the other week, then click here and check out my latest article that gives you 3 simple tips. You see what I did there? I just made it a little bit easier for people to understand what they're going to get when they click through. Okay? And that's what you want to do. You want to spell it out. You don't want to be trying to trick people, and people are so skeptical these days. I mean, we all are. I am. Okay? I don't want to click because what's going to happen? So make sure that people understand what's going to happen before they click, and then they will willingly do so. If you are genuine and you're authentic and you're sharing really awesome material, and by awesome I mean not contrived, just authentic, honest and helpful information, this is where you really get the payback. It's that you get to send that out to people and they go, that's cool, I like that, I share that. And next thing you know, you've got 100, 200 looks, you know, even 1,000. I think if you get one look from the right person who's in a position to do business with you, they have a need and you have the solution, it was worth doing.